The first one, okay, I'll tell you. It was Last Action Hero, the movie, ironically, that Eliza was in as a kid.
Wow.
And I was a caterer to the movie premiere. And I was catering the food. And then I went on a break and I went around my table and Arnold Schwarzenegger came towards me to go to the table, I guess, but somebody else had taken over. And I'm faced with him, face to face. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. I can't speak. He's looking at me, expecting me probably to say something. I don't say anything. And then he turns to his people because he had like a round of people around him and says, "Where's the food?" And I was like, I lost it. Now, cut to years later, I'm at the Expendables world premiere at Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas. Arnold and Sly are like best friends. We're backstage about to go into to the main stage, and Arnold's there. And I end up approaching him and going, "I met you a long, long time ago. There's no way you would remember this." And he didn't. But
I remember you catered the food. I was so hungry.
I was so hungry. And then I said, I did want to tell you something. I said, when I was at Playhouse West, a part of the curriculum was that you had to read 1,500 pages a week and do a book report at the end of every week so that you could learn something and also be able to glean from a script the essence of the story, like that you could understand what a story was and you knew what good writing was. So they had a reading list. But anyway, you could also read any autobiography. So I read his and I said to him, one of the most lasting impressions I had of reading one of your books was when you met Maria Shriver's dad. He had asked you, "What do you do?" And you went to answer and he goes, "No, what do you do to help people?" And I just thought that was such a powerful thing.
Wow.
And I've never forgotten it. And while I was talking to him, Rosie, I swear to God, like laser sharp focus. He makes you feel like there is nobody else in the room. He has a thing, this, it's not quantifiable. I can't even identify what it is, but it's this ability to 110% focus, listen super intently. I don't know what's going on in his mind. It's super loud where we were. And it was like super sharp focus on everything I was saying. And he commented back that like, that was a very memorable, he was like really glad that I read the book and so flattered. And yes, and it was an awesome thing. And, he was very, very congenial. It really made an impression on me.
So meeting Schwarzenegger, that's the one
I was starstruck when I met Schwarzenegger.
And then you read his book and were you so excited? I bet you were just
I read his book when I was a kid.
Right. And then you wanted to come up, you had something to talk about. So many times people will come up to actors or whatever and they're like, "Hey." But like, it's cool. I mean, I love when people have something to say to me. I'm very cool if they don't, but it's nice if they say, "Hey, I read this." No, I didn't read that because you didn't write a book. But it's nice. It's definitely nice when they have some kind of like question or something to say. And it was nice that you got a little starstruck and he gave you his undivided attention. I like that.
Yeah, he was great. He was a great, he makes you feel heard. That's nice.
Yeah, I think that's important to be heard. I've said this before, but like what he said, where Maria Shriver's father said to him, "What do you do?" No, what do you do for people? Like, what do you do? What importance do you bring? It's like that saying where it's not what you do on camera to look like, "Oh, look, I'm so giving. I'm talking to this kid. I'm helping." But what do you do when the cameras are off? That shows the real individual. And I think that's really important. And I've learned from that. I've learned to, because you always, when the camera's rolling, turn it on, Rosie. Be the cheese ball. Oh, look, we're here. But it's when the cameras are off and you could really make a difference, And those are the moments the moments that only I know about with certain people or certain kids or, driving out to some family's house to have dinner and it's just me and nobody else knows except now you. Those are the moments that I'm like, this gives you purpose,